everyone, Xanaro Gaming coming at y'all with another video, and in today's video I wanted to share with you all my purple hybrid deck list. So this is actually the deck list I was running even before Matt got banned. There haven't been any card changes to this list at all. I think maybe other than these missed memory boosts throughout testing, I end up switching those out, but this is my list I was running with Matt. You know, not banned, but I just figured, you know, I have a lot of fun with this deck, so I know a lot of people are upset about Matt getting banned, and there's a lot of Purple Hybrid fans out there, and, you know, I built this deck to kind of try to stay true to what Purple Hybrid wants to do. You know, back in the day, I used to run it with the Cherubimon package, but I've switched that out, and I just wanted to give everyone, you know, there is some, you know, hope. This deck is definitely not dead. You can do all kinds of cool things. I definitely like to play a little more control-y aspect, and I just wanted to share my deck list with everyone so that way you could, you know, maybe test it out, see how you like the deck. You know, I definitely am building it to be a little bit more in the line of a tribal deck, and that's kind of what I went with here, trying to do so. So this is my list. We'll go through the cards a little bit. I do run 4 of the Digimon from BT3. This is a really, really good card just with the on deletion, draw 1, then trash 1, being able to cycle. And then 1 copy of the Digimon when a card is trashed from your deck. Draw 1, trash 1. This one doesn't come up quite as much unless you're doing the Velgramon plays, and you can still Velgramon loop in this list pretty consistently. You know, the mat wasn't the main way. It's definitely the best way to abuse it, but there are still ways you can do the Velgramon shenanigans when you need to, but it's not the main aspect of the deck. You definitely want to get into some of these 6s, control the board early with some of our floodgates you see here, and then, you know, just get, you know, overvalue your opponent, control the board with some retaliation, blow up their small bodies. I definitely do want to find a way to put the purple balloon back in the deck some way, but this, you know, I'm going to do a lot of testing now that Matt is, you know, banned, and we can do some creative deck building. I'm definitely going to go back to Purple Hybrid to have some fun because I've always loved the deck. But these Digimons I think are good eggs. There are a lot of different eggs you can run as well. I only run 2 of the Gazimon. Your opponent can't gain memory except with Tamer effects from BT3, and 2 of the Psychmon from BT8. Players can't reduce play costs. Neither of these effects hurt you too much unless, you know, the Psychmon does stop you from doing your digi-crossing plays that do come up pretty often, but you have ways to just, if these guys are stuck on the field, you can just swing and you're not afraid to let your rookies die with your Digimon being able to cycle. And then we are running the best rookies in the game. I know that this Ukomon should probably be at a 4 of, but I think that at a 3 of with the 1 of this other Ukomon, I think gives you plenty of cycle and plenty of advantage in the game to, you know, see cards. This one letting you be able to look at the top 3, add a card, digicard, or a tamer to your hand, return the rest of the deck bottom that you can hatch. Really, really awesome effect here that this one lets you search through the deck. And then, of course, the 1 of this Ukomon, just the best rookie in the game, letting you gain that memory, and it digivolves for 0. This Ukomon have to digivolve for 1 is why I think that they did not hit it, because you do have to pay for that effect. This is the lineup I do for my level 4s. You can see there's quite a lot of level 4s here. We are running, I think, 16 or 8. Plus 6, so 14 level 4s, because these level 4s can go on top of each other. You know, the Dustmon being able to digivolve on top of your Koichis and for 2, or your Velgramon for 1, which is really, really good. And then the Velgramon goes on top of the Koichi or the Dustmon for 1. Those 2 kind of combo together, and then you have the Lowimon being able to digivolve on top of the Koichi for 2, or the Kaiser Leomon for 1. And then the Kaiser Leomon letting you go on to the Lowimon for 1. I will say one of the most important cards in this deck, I think, is this Kaiser Leomon just having retaliation, because you never feel bad about digivolving into this Kaiser Leomon and then just using him to, you know, delete a floodgate or something that's in the way of level 4 or lower, and then swing into something with the Kaiser Leomon. You have retaliation. You're going to get your Tamer's effect, whether it be the when attacking to add something back to your hand, or the Koichi that is on deletion, draw 1, trash 1. So this one is a really, really good card. I love seeing this Kaiser Leomon. We run 3 of it, 4 of the Lowimon. When digivolve and draw 1, trash 1. Great cycle for the deck, and you can also digivolve on top of the Kaiser Leomon for the cost of 0, which is really, really cool that this one costs 0 as opposed to these other ones costing you 1, and that's why I love seeing this Lowimon at a 4. And then it just says when attacking one of your Digimon or Tamers, may Digivolve into a purple or yellow Digimon card with the hybrid trait in your trash. So he just lets you, when you throw those level 5s, you don't want to see a lot of your level 5s early. You trash them into the graveyard, and then Lowymon, when attacking, lets you Digivolve into those Digimon. And then he has an awesome heritable of, when this Digimon will leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play one Tamer card with inherited effects from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without playing the cost, which is really good. It kind of disincentivises your opponent from trying to, swing into your Digimon, because you can see with the Velgramon and the Kazaleomon inheritables, we have retaliation so we can control the board. I'll go over the other two. Everyone knows this package pretty well, but running 4 of the Dustmon, being able to, when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, change the original color of one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers to non-white. And then when attacking, one of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a level 4 with the hybrid trait in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So one thing to remember about this Dustmon is that his when attacking effect just says one of your Digimon or Tamers. It doesn't have to be this Dustmon, so you can. There are a lot of times plays where you just want to Digivolve on top of another Tamer with one of your level 4s out of the trash, or just, not forgetting that since these level 4s let you Digivolve on top of each other, you can also, if you have one out, say you have the Lowymon out and you've already swung with it, but you want to swing with the Dustmon and then let the Lowymon Digivolve into the Kazaleomon for for the 1 cost, and then you can on when Digivolve delete something, and now you have a retaliation on the board. A very versatile card here, really good. And then of course on deletion, you may play one Tamer card with a play cost 4 or less from your trash without playing the cost on deletion effect. Super awesome card. And the great thing about this card, the Velgramon and the Kazaleomon, is that all their effects are on play as well. So sometimes if you're in a tough spot and you need to hard play them, you definitely can. Going to the 3 of, yes, only 3 of the Velgramon, because you can get this card back to your hand. You don't need to see it at a 4 of, because the main thing isn't just looping this guy anymore, right? Like you're trying to play a cool build 'em up deck, and if you do need to do Velgramon shenanigans, you still have that able to do it. It does let you on play when Digivolving for each color of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Have trash 1 card from the tops of both players' deck. Then for each card this effect trash, this Digimon gains 1000 DP for the turn, and then end of attack by deleting 1 level 4 or lower Digimon. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So it does have to be a level 4 or lower purple Digimon, which does hurt you in the cases of not being able to blow up your own Ukomons, but that is fine because you can just blow up one of your other guys or the Velgramon himself to be able to, pop off or kill all their lowest Digimon. And this end of attack is really a great way how you control the board for sure, and he has that coveted inheritable ability. That's all the level 4s for the deck. I am doing a tech on the level 5s of 2 of this Myotismon Ace. And this card, I have wanted to find more room for more than 2, but you can see this card pretty often, and you have ways to draw a lot of cards. But this comes up clutch a lot. It is an Ace, but he can blast Digivolve on top of these level 4s that have the inheritable retaliation, and a lot of times your opponent goes to swing in to one of these guys. If they're on the board, now you can blast Digivolve into the Myotismon, get this in retaliation inheritable, and then now your opponent is going to lose their Digimon if they don't have protection. You will give them the Ace Overflow, but you don't mind trading the body. But a lot of times you are just going to hard play this guy because we'll get into his effect. He is a blocker, so that is the way you're able to, even if they don't swing into your Digimon, say they're swinging into your security, blast Digivolve, now you have a blocker that has retaliation. And then, all these other effects also don't require you to, be in a hybrid Digimon. All of these on deletions are just all turns when it would leave, on deletion here. It doesn't matter that Myotismon is not a hybrid card. You will still get all those great inheritable effects. He is a blocker, and then the best reason why we play him, on play when Digivolving, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card or purple Tamer card from your trash without playing the cost. This is really versatile because you can grab any purple Tamer. It doesn't matter the cost here. And then you can grab any of these floodgates that you need. So you have a way to keep getting these floodgates back on the board. So sometimes early when you're just trying to get swing and get early checks with them and just get the on deletion effect from your eggs, you don't feel bad because if you're in a pinch and you need to play one out, the Myotismon Ace lets you do that. I love this card. I'm really happy that I found a deck to play it in other than the Myotismon deck, but that deck's not very good at the moment. I am running one of the old Rihimon, mainly because this card does come in clutch sometimes, because when one of your Digimon, with the Tamer card and this Digivolution card, would Digivolve into this card in your hand, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 2. So this play is a lot cheaper than the Rihimon we see here that costs 3. So essentially, if you have a tamer in your level 4s, which you will do a lot of times, you can Digivolve into this guy for 1. I do wish I could find a little more room to put him at a 2 of. Like I said, I need to touch up on this list a little more. But he does have on deletion. If a card with hybrid traits is in this Digimon's Digivolution card, you may play 1 purple tamer card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Really, really good effect, being able to let you get any of your purple tamers and play them out for free on deletion. So a lot of times you can go into this guy, and like I said, say you're on the Velgra and it has the inheritables, and you did all your effects, and maybe you just want to keep your opponent from, the Velgra doesn't have an on deletion itself other than unless it has the Dustmon, and say you didn't do your end of deletion effect here, you can just Digivolve for 1 on the Rihimon, and now if they kill the Rihimon, you're going to get 2 tamers back from the Dustmon inheritable and the Rihimon being able to let you play 1, which is really, really good. I like this card a lot, being able to, if your opponent tries to trap you on memory, you have a lot of plays that you could do with just 1. Running 1 of the BT7 Rihimon. I used to love abusing this card back in the day with the, just like going in the Rihimon and swinging it retaliation, getting unleashed and play something out. It feels good. Our other level 5 we are running 4 of is the Rihimon for BT18. It does Digivolve on a hybrid trait cost of 3, which is not bad, purple or yellow. And then he has a very good hand effect by placing a Lowymon and Kaiser Leomon from your trash under one of your purple or yellow tamers. Digivolve it into this card for the Digiclash of 3. Ignoring Digivolution requirements, which is really, really good because this is essentially like a warp Digivolve for 3. You're going to have sources in the trash, so a lot of times you don't have to go straight to this Rihimon or build up the traditional way. You can just go straight on top of your hybrids, get this Rihimon, and then this Rihimon is good because he has when Digivolve and you may play 1 tamer card with inherited effects from your trash without paying the cost. So this also lets you get this tamer down here, Spores, that we play, because it does have an inheritables, and the Rihimon doesn't say particularly what it has to be, it just has to have inherited effects. So this is a really good way to play those cards out. And he also has jamming, which is really good, being able to get some sweet free swings in. And then in most cases, you're either going to have some really good on deletion inheritables in this guy or the retaliation, so your opponent's not going to want to get rid of him. And then he has a really good, when attacking, inheritable once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP for the turn, which lets you kind of get over most big bodies in the game, considering, if you add this up with our other guys, they're going to have to be at 16,000 or more if they don't want to get cleared by your big bodies. I am running a 1 of the Ancient Sphinxmon because it does come up clutch a lot of times. This Ancient Sphinxmon, if you don't know, can Digicross -2 with Lowy and Dustmon, and then also a Kaiser Leomon or Velgramon. So really important to know about this one is that you can only add 1 of these from this side, the Lowy or Dust, and then 1 of the Kaiser Leomon or Velgramon. You can't add all 4. It can only be 1 from each of the sides each. And it can't be like both of these and then both of those, right? You have to mix it up. So they made this Digicrossing a little bit harder to do, but it is worth it because it's such a good effect. He has on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Really, really strong here, especially if sometimes your opponent just hard plays down an ace to clear your board or something like that. You play down the Ancient Sphinxmon, Digicross, reducing it by 4, so it's only costing you 8, and you get to blow up that unsuspended Digimon. Or just in either of the cases that they left out an unsuspended Digimon, which a lot of decks can do, you can just delete that Digimon. So just doing purple things, with our old Trump Sword being able to delete unsuspended Digimon. Now we have it in a body with the Ancient Sphinxmon. And then he also has all turns when this Digimon will leave the battle area. You may play 1 level 4 lower Digimon card with the Dark Animal, Mythical Beast, or Hybrid trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So this is just really, really good. It lets us play out all of these level 4s here since they all are hybrid in the traits. We don't get to play out any of our level 3s, but that's okay. A lot of these hybrids we said before, other than the Lowymon, all have really great on-play effects that we want to do. So the Ancient Sphinxmon, letting us be able to do that is really, really strong. Like you can see here, our opponent is going to get punished by trying to clear our bodies off. And the great thing about this one is it's not just when it would be deleted. It just says when it would leave the battle area. So if they bounce it to your hand or the bottom of the deck, any of those other ways like that, put it in your security, you're going to get this effect. So it is really consistent being able to do this guy. I am running 3 of the Magna Garurumon for BT18. Now I know that this is not the Magna Garurumon a lot of other people play in the game, but I like this Magna Garurumon a lot, and he is the purple, yellow, and black one. I used to have room for Heaven's Judgment in this deck, but I have not been able to find room to put it back in here. But if you have Heaven's Judgment with this guy on the board, you're clearing some big bodies because he is 3-color Digimon. It is going to cost you 5 to Digivolve on a yellow, black, or purple level 5. But he can also Digivolve on a Koji Minamoto with 5 hybrid trait cards under it for a cost of 5, which, yes, we've gone down to the tamer before. We are running the Koji Minamoto, and it is very easy to get those sources on him. So really, a lot of times you are not Digivolving this Magna Garurumon on your level 5s because the level 5s and level 4s are pushing the state of the game for you, and you're only really ever going into this Magna Garurumon once you get your Koji built up. But if you are in a spot where you have to Digivolve on a 5, you can do it, but it is kind of pricey to have to do that. I wish that his Digivolution on your Digimon with Tamers may be reduced a little bit more, but that's okay. Going on to his when Digivolving effect, and also end of opponent's turn once per turn effect. So you get this when you Digivolve and then at the end of your opponent's turn by placing one Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards as the bottom security card. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the place card. So that's why this guy costs 5. This is a really, really good effect. It lets you recover and it lets you clear your opponent's body. Now you do want to set up that Koji to have a lot of different levels underneath it, so that way in any instant that you are trying to, you know, do this, you want to be able to clear any of the levels that your opponent may pose to you in the game. And then all turns once per turn, when Digimon attack, by adding your top security to the hand, this Digimon unsuspends. So this is all turns, so that means also your opponent's turn. If one of their Digimon would attack, you can trash your top security to the hand and then unsuspend this Digimon. Just a really cool way. There's not any ways for us to have blocker in this deck at all, but just... this doesn't come up a lot, to be completely honest, this part. But if they, I don't know, they're just trying to swing in with a rookie early and then try to get some value and then later maybe be able to hit the Magna once he's not unsuspended. But you're mostly using this during your turn as a way to be offensive. Because when you attack, you add your top security to the hand, you unsuspend him, then you attack again, which is really, really good, being able to get some of your, you know, reheat when attacking effects. This guy is really good, but you're just trying to warp Digivolve into him. We're not really trying to Digivolve straight into him a lot. With that being said, we are running some really cool level 7 aces. We are running one of the Susanumon ace. Now, this one is a little bit harder to get into in the deck, to be honest, because you do have to have 10 hybrid trait cards underneath your Koji, which is a little hard to do, but you can also, you know, blast Digivolve this guy on top of your Magna Garurumon or your Ancient Sphinxmon. If they go to attack into them, you can blast Digivolve, and then same thing with the Shine Greymon. You can blast Digivolve on your 6s with these guys, but there are times where you can do his Digivolve on top of the Tamer effect, and he just says when Digivolving when attacking, not once per turn. So if you do it during your turn and you're able to keep the turn, you get to do this twice. Delete one of your opponent's 10,000 or lower DP Digimon for each color in this Digimon's Devolution cards. Add 2,000 to this deletion effect. It's really, really easy to get to the 14,000 DP deletion in this deck, which is really, really good to be able to do. And then when attacking, by placing up to 5 Tamer cards from this Digimon's Digivolution cards as your bottom security card. For each one, trash your opponent's top security. Really strong effect here. Not going to come up a ton, but still a really good card. We're just running this really because we need a 16,000 DP body. I like the option of being able to go into him, blast Digivolve, and delete their 10,000 DP or lower. Really cool card. I like it a lot. I definitely like the Shine Greymon Burst Mode a little bit more. This play definitely comes up a lot more because if you're ever in a pinch, you can just on play get his effect for 8 costs. You get to play a Tamer from your hand without paying the cost, so any of our Tamers in the deck, and then one of your opponent's Digimon gets 5,000 DP, minus 5,000 DP for the turn for each of your Tamers. So it's for each of your Tamers, not the colors in the Tamers, which would have been a little bit better, but it just says for each of your Tamers. So at the minimum, if you're only playing one out, but let's be real, you're a hybrid deck, you should have at least 3 and you're minus something at 15,000. It is a blast Digivolve, so we can go on top of our level 6s when they try to swing into us here. And then he also has, when attacking, by suspending up to 2 of your yellow Tamers for each one, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. This could be a good way to finish the game, but in a lot of times where you're falling behind, this won't come up a ton because you're going to be having to Digivolve and suspend into your Tamers, but you have a lot of, like, you want to swing early with these smaller guys, play out the Tamers, and then if you can go into the burst mode later, these Tamers will be able to unsuspend because you just, or be able to suspend because you just played them that turn. Still, really good card, being able to surprise your opponent with the blast Digivolve and play another Tamer out for free. And these two bodies give you two big bodies that your opponent may check in security, but these two don't come up a ton, but they are nice to have in the deck. Going through the options, just two of the missed memory boost. I like this card the most for our memory because I think that this is a little bit better way to cycle the cards into your trash, and you get to draw a card and then later get that 2 memory delay. I like this as the memory boost in the deck. We are running 2 wisdom trading. I know it is a hybrid deck, but you do want to find your pieces. So you want to, reveal the top 2, add a purple card to your hand, and then when one of your Digimon may Digivolve to a purple Digimon, you can reduce the cost by 2. So go to note here that if you don't already have a Digimon out, you cannot do it when you Digivolve on top of a Tamer. You must have already Digivolve on top of the Tamer. So this usually only comes up when you're trying to get into your 5 or 6s. You're not almost ever really going to do it just to go into your 4s, even when they Digivolve on top of each other. Unless you're in a tough spot and that one is going to pass the turn, you can't do the wisdom trading to let them Digivolve on top of each other for that 1 cost reduction, even though this lets you reduce it by 2. We are running 2 of the Dark to Light Thunder 2 Gunfire. This is a cool card because you may place up to 5 hybrid trait cards with different names from your hand or trash under one of your Tamers. Then one of your Tamers with 5 or more cards under it may Digivolve into Magna Garurumon in the hand or trash, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. So the one thing to note about this card is that the cards that you place all have to be different names. So you can only add, your 4s and these 2 5s here. Sorry, not these, only your 4. Yeah, that's it. You can only add the 4s into here because these do not have the, yeah, you can add all these in here. Yeah, it just has to have hybrid in the trait, so all these can go into it, but the main thing is they have to have different names. So this card is a little tricky to do because it has to have different names from your hand or trash underneath that, so they all have to have the different names, so you can't pick the same ones. A little confusing of a card, but it is really good. Then one of your Tamers with 5 or more cards under it may Digivolve into Magna Garurumon on the hand, or trash, ignoring Digivolution requirements and outplaying the cost. So if you ever end up with the Magna Garurumons in your hand early, you can just trash them, and then this card later can help you, try to get back into that Digimon. Really good card. I like this card a lot. It also has a great security effect. You may put 1 Tamer card with inherited effects from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Then add this card to the hand. Really good card. You really want to see this in security. If you see this early, just trash it. A lot of these pieces you don't mind trashing because you're trying to do some things, but you do want to see them at least once in the game, late game, some of these other cards. We're running 4 of the BT7 Koji. It's so good. On play, draw 1, trash 1, on deletion, gain a memory, and it only costs you 3. 3 of the 4 cost Koji. We did have to go down on the Tamers a little bit. I feel like with so many Tamers, your hand gets kind of clunky, and you can keep recycling these Tamers, right? So you really only want to see 1 or 2 of each of them, and then you can just trash them later. But he does let you, at the start of your main phase, trash 1 card with hybrid or 10 warriors, you trait in your hand, and gain a memory. And then he has that really good when attacking once per turn, you may return 1 card with hybrid or 10 warriors trait from your trash to your hand. So this is why you don't care about trashing the option, because you can add it back later because it does have 10 warriors in the trait. Really, really good. And then just 2 of the dual Tamer, Takuya and Koji. This is your memory setter. Security lets you play all these cards for free. Start of your main phase, you may place up to 1 hybrid trait card with different names from your trash under this Tamer. For each of your other Tamers, add 2 to the maximum number. So this is how you put a lot of cards stacked up onto this, and you have a lot of ways to cycle out through your deck to put a lot of these guys in your trash, and then later be able to Digivolve into the Susanomon, or be able to use the option to go into the Magna Garurumon, which can help out a lot. Such a good card in the deck. One thing to note about this is, since this card is all 3 colors, right, you don't get to ignore this. So you kind of already have to have the the Magna out to play this card. So it's not always live, but it does come up to where, like, if you're into the Magna, hopefully you're able to get into it. So this card doesn't come up a ton, but you do want to see this in security, and if you do ever get to play it, it's really good. Like I said, this is just a fun deck. I don't think this is a very competitive version of the deck, but I have a lot of fun playing this version of the deck. I could do a lot of different things. It is a little bricky, but you just feel like you're getting to play the game a lot and do a bunch of different stuff. But show me your guys' list. Let me know how y'all are building y'all's purple hybrid. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the take on this one. I'm trying to get some gameplay footage of this so you guys can just see how it operates and how fun it can be. I just need people to actually play games with me on the simulator. A lot of times, someone checks like one security and their Digimon dies, they just quit the game. So I've had a hard time getting footage of complete games of this deck. But leave in the comments below if you're wanting to do any like play testing with me or something like that. But I will get a video of this deck for you guys to see just exactly how it plays. I'll work on trying to get it done. But please leave the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all y'all hanging out with me. Peace.